Hi, hello, welcome back. I realize I haven't been doing a great job with vlogging, but I have been doing a great job of getting out and shooting. The first thing I did recently was I went to the golf course again on another early morning. It was still flooded back there, but it was less flooded than the last time, so I figured I could at least go to the back nine and try and get some stuff. I'll show you the bits and pieces of how that went now. I am back here at the golf course again. I could not get myself out of bed that early, so I'm technically like just after sunrise. I really wanted to come out here. I have a feeling this is gonna be my first like big failure where I feel like I'm just gonna see nothing, but it didn't storm this time last night, so I'm hoping I can actually go to the back nine, and maybe on the back nine, where it's a little more wooded and secluded, I'll maybe actually see something. This definitely feels like an L day. There's just nothing out. It's still mad muddy too, low key. I don't know if this was even worth. I'll probably end up leaving here in like 10 minutes, but that's how it goes. You need a good day where you come out, just absolutely see nothing, realize that you're not always gonna get decent pictures. Oh, these are deer hooves. Dude, there was a deer here this morning. No way. These are straight up deer hooves, look. Man, I needed to just get out of bed early and I couldn't. Okay, that's cool though. That's confidence risen. I might try and do the same thing tomorrow. I might try and get up tomorrow straight up, come back here as fast as I can. Dang, dude. Still here at the golf course. I was definitely about to leave and go somewhere else, like a better trail maybe or something, since I'm already up this early in the morning. Driving back though, there's a different pond where I saw some ducks. Didn't get that great of shots though before they bailed. They were a little squeamish. I started them. I had already started them once with the golf cart because I couldn't see them, and so I just pulled up, you know, guns a-blazing. Followed them to a different pond. Got there and they immediately bailed. I was driving away, got a couple pictures of some birds. But now there's 2 Canada geese. I can see them walking across part of the path and they're making their way to the water. So I'm gonna literally just chill here very patiently, wait for them to get to the water, and then I will make my approach. That is the current plan. So chronologically, the next photography adventure that I went on, I was really inspired to do some street photography. Like I really wanted to. I wanted to be bold and just try and see if I could take random people's pictures downtown. Because I just thought, man, like what if I get a banger? Like what if I get a shot that just looks sick? And I legitimately just went for it. Like I thought about doing it and vlogging it, but for some reason I was just so inspired. I was like, I'm just gonna go do it. Because if I think about it too much, I'm gonna be too scared, to be honest, to just go talk to like strangers by myself downtown, just taking people's pictures. I don't know. I thought I'd be too nervous. So I kind of just zoned in and went for it. I was motivated. I'm going for it. And I did it. And I had already taken some people's pictures before I did do one tiny little vlog. All right, I got to throw this out here. I've already been doing some street photography. I'm sure I'll do like a longer intro or something here in a minute, but I've already been kind of going and it's been a vibe. I've asked a few people to take their picture and it's been sick. I wasn't even prepped to vlog. I kind of just got out of my car and started going because I was so excited. And it's like, once you break the barrier of asking the first person, it's on, brother. It's been so lit. Oh my gosh. And then little did I know that after taking this video, I got something I'm really proud of. I got that like banger miracle shot in my mind. I don't know in the photography world who's gonna critique it and say it's not as good, but I mean, this is like the ideal shot that I could have wanted, man. I am on my way back to my car, wrapping up, and just no cap. I mean, you'll see it in the picture. There's this dude. Long blonde hair, brown jacket, blue jeans. He's got his feet up in another chair and he's like on his phone. He's got a beer glass and I was just like, oh, this is it. So I was just like, hey man, you mind if I take a couple pictures of you? I think he was kind of just surprised at first that someone was even talking to him. Like, I think he might have been on break. I don't know. And he's just kind of like, yeah, man, go for it. I'm like, cool. You just kind of keep doing whatever you're doing, man. Just do whatever you do. You can be on your phone, whatever. I'm taking the shots and he's like, so what is this for? And I was like, you know, I'm kind of nervous because I feel like it's weird to say, like, I'm a photographer because, like, I'm figuring it out. I don't feel like I am a photographer yet, I guess. So I just said, yeah, I figure if I take enough pictures, I'll get good at it. I'm trying to be a photographer. And this dude who's already given me the miracle shot straight up says, well, if you're taking the pictures, I guess you already are a photographer. It hit me right there, and I was just like, yeah, man, I guess I am. I guess I am. So I took these bangers, and I was really excited about it. Then about a week later, I went hiking with Cody and his wife and his wife's family. And I was excited to go down these trails and see how awesome they were, because they hyped up these trails as being like very like in the woods, in nature. I wanted to see some animals. And I'll say the area was beautiful. The trails were beautiful, man. I'll show you some of the shots I got just of the trail and of the scenery in general here. I mean, it was really cool. Like, I definitely want to go back. And I definitely think if there weren't as many people, I definitely think there would have been maybe more animals, because it was out there. It was out in the boonies, in the woods. It wasn't near roads. It was awesome. But the best shots I got were while we were waiting for his wife's family to show up. It's kind of sad, but there was like a dead beaver or something in the road. And no, I didn't just walk up and start taking pictures of a dead beaver. But there were so many vultures just swarming that thing. And so we were sitting there waiting, and I was like, screw it. I'm going to walk down the road toward where all those vultures are. I'm going to try and get as close as I can, and I'm going to start shooting. I'm going to do whatever I can to get the shot. I know that everybody else is waiting over here, and I'll probably look weird, like, approaching these vultures on this dead beaver, but I'm going for it. And, man, I'm pretty proud of the shots that I got. The first one is them in the trees. After that, if you're a little bit more squeamish, maybe don't look, because there is somewhat of, like, a picked apart dead beaver in these. But I mean, how else are you gonna get pictures of vultures? I mean, they're literally scavengers. They eat dead things. So there's a dead thing in this photo, warning. But man, I'm pretty proud of these shots of these vultures, man. So I'm very excited. I definitely feel like I can feel myself getting better at photography. I'm figuring out the settings of my camera more. Man, I just want the Sony 200-600 though so bad. So bad, man. So bad. I'm also realizing that my ZV-E10 doesn't have the same focus settings as like the Sony A7s. The most recent, just yesterday actually at the time of filming this, trip I went on to try and do some wildlife photography. I went to a park, and man, I'm seeing this cardinal off rip. There's a cardinal, and I was like, sick. I'll take a picture of this cardinal. And when I tell you, the cardinal is right there in the frame, I'll put it on the screen. My camera, the autofocus is focusing anywhere but the bird. And it's just like, dude, everything else in the scene is green or gray. There's this one red thing, and I press the autofocus, like the half shutter thing, you know what I'm saying? Like the halfway down to get my camera to try and tell me where it's focusing and stuff like that. And it's just everywhere but where the bird is. Like, I can't make it up. So I was like, okay, I'll go mess with my like focus settings. I'll go to the setting that's like setting area, small, medium, large, whatever that I see on YouTube videos that people talk about. My Sony ZV-E10 doesn't have that. It just has focus area small. And even if I go with small, I have to click like several buttons to go to change where the small area is. Whereas on Sony A7s, they have that little pad thing that you can click and move like anytime. So I was like, you know what, screw it. And I ended up going with focus area center. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna put all my subjects in the center of my frame, and then later I'll crop in if I need to do like a rule of thirds shebang or something. So I got some okay pictures from that one, but the low light and the autofocus, man, from a distance, the autofocus was the biggest enemy against me, I think, in that for sure. Trying to focus on tiny birds and tiny squirrels at a distance, struggling. At the very end, I was leaving the park, and there was a duck in the pond that was like on a rock, and I straight up slammed my brakes and was like, hold up, do I just get out of my car right here in the middle of the road to take these shots? And I wish I had, because it wasn't that busy. I don't live in like, you know, New York or something where there would have been hella people in my way, or I would have been in their way. But I was like, you know, I'll go park. So I went and parked, and I'm like speed walking to get back, and by the time I get there, man, I get this shot, and don't get me wrong, like, I think it's cool, but it walked away shortly after that. It's just the only shot I got of it on the rock. If I had gotten a shot where it was like looking at me or like looking in the distance, oh, it would have been sick. Even in that shot though, like that's pretty cropped in, and so I wish, again, I had a 200-600 so I could have like, you know, really zoomed more and still been at a lower aperture. Would have been lit. So yeah, we're figuring things out over here. We're figuring things out. I think I'm about to officially, probably this week or next, start like a photography Instagram type thing, start posting my favorite pictures and start building a little bit of a brand, you know. I can't wait to see again, like a year from now, what my pictures and stuff look like, and I'll be able to look back on these vlogs, see the difference. That'd be cool. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a good rest of your day. If anybody out there happens to watch these and they also have a ZV-E10, tell me, did you just eventually, as you got more into photography, chuck it for an A7? Or did you somehow find a way to make this ZV-E10 work? Because I feel like for wildlife photography, it's tough. I've taken some great portraits, and I like taking portraits. I'll probably continue to take portraits. Probably continue to do street photography with it. That stuff's fine, but like wildlife, man, if in a world where I start making bank, I really want to get the 200 to 600, and I really want to get probably just an A7 III or an A7, just some sort of A7. Yeah, let me know. Have a good one.